Good morning, my friends. How is everybody? Um, I just received a word from the Lord yesterday, so which I wanted to share with you, and also just a dream that my daughter had. Sorry, a dream that my daughter shared with me the other day, which turned out kind of significant. So I'd like to share that as well. Um, I'm just not receiving as many dreams and visions as I have been. So I just come on here really when the Lord gives me something to share. So I just wanted to just say that. So anyway, with regards to my daughter's dream, I will just read it out to you. This one was significant because of the numbers in the dream. So I'll just say that and then I'll explain kind of afterwards. So I'll just read out the dream to you. So my daughter Rachel had a dream on 13th of May 2019. And in the dream, she was in a warehouse with a person who was wearing a white t shirt. She had a large gash on her leg, and when she looked down at it, it was a huge mitochondrion, which she said seemed kind of normal in the dream. So she obviously had some kind of injury, but this is what she saw. Then they began to ring emergency numbers. The first one was 911, but it was out of service. They rang 112 next, and it was out of service. And then they rang another number and it answered, but she doesn't remember what the number was. She said outside the warehouse was grey and stormy looking. She said they seemed to be the only ones around and it was like a desolate plain or prairie. She said there was more, but she couldn't remember it. But she said it was a very vivid dream, and she said she normally has the power to control her dreams, so that's why it kind of stood out to her. So this was interesting to me. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of detail in the dream, which there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of detail in the dream. But the numbers jumped out to me because the Lord had led me to read Psalm 119. And when I was reading verse 11, the 11 was jumping off the page at me, and then the 119 was jumping out. And it was just like the number 11 was really jumping out at me. So when she was talking about the dream, the thing that jumped out at me in the dream was the numbers she was using, the 119, the 112, and I thought that's so weird. They're just all 11s. There's like 4 11s. So I thought, okay, let me look up what 11 means, because I'm usually not into the numerical thing, but it was like two in my face and to ignore it. So I looked up 11, and 11 means Abaddon, which means place of destruction or ruin. So I just thought that was very interesting that that's what it was. And her dream, has, the feeling of kind of like there's been a destruction or there's ruin, or they're kind of, living like in a warehouse, like, and she said it was kind of rough sleeping. So anyway, that was her dream. Anyway, if you have any more on that, please let me know. So I'm going to read you my dream that I had yesterday morning. So there was nothing particularly in my mind. I haven't really been keeping up with the American politics or anything like that, because we don't have that kind of media, but I haven't been watching the videos because I've been kind of busy the last few weeks. So, but yesterday when I sat down with the Lord, immediately I got this message. So I'm just going to share it with you. Okay. And you just pray about it and ask the Lord about it. So I felt the Lord telling me, this was 27th May 2019. I felt the Lord telling me civil unrest is coming to the USA, I believe. The borders will erupt. The border issue is highly tense and about to erupt, and it will overspill into the streets. I see rioting and looting. Many black people are involved in this. I particularly saw one black man who seemed to be kind of initiating some of this. There was much hate. Much hatred has been incited. I see shadows of figures behind it, and I have in brackets possibly Illuminati. I have a strong sense that Obama is a shadow figure behind it. I believe much of this has been incited by hate campaigning. The lines are drawn, and there is such division. And then I felt the Lord say to me, bring Oklahoma bombing to my mind, and I didn't really know much about that, so I looked it up, and basically it was kind of like a domestic act, but it was also had been incited by, white supremacy, nationalistic kind of thinking idealism, you know, and so I don't know, you know, maybe that's kind of goes hand in hand with maybe some of the inciting that's been going on, you know, with regards to this civil unrest or whatever. You know, maybe you people who are listening to the viewers might know more about that. Maybe you can give me some insight on that. You know, you probably know more than me. So anyway, there is plotting and planning. It's about to go down. And then I just say I see a black leader that will lead off on this. This will be the first wave of unrest for the USA, and there's more to come. So that's the word I received from the Lord. You know, please pray about it. And if you have any feedback, I'd love to know about it. I'm going to follow up with another video because I've, oh yeah, just before I go off this one, I just had a quick flash kind of vision type of dream. I think it's a vision more of a dream than a dream the other night. And in this, I just saw a man standing on the street and like the earth was shaking and he was shaking. But I knew in my spirit that that was a solar storm. So that was, and it was kind of clearly that message was like it was a solar storm. So that's unusual one too. I don't know everything about that kind of thing, but anyway, so that's what I received. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll get back on again soon with relation to the other video. Thank you.